Am I wrong for telling my mom that I was mad that she missed my graduation because my sister had a baby? My 27 female sister, 31 female, just had her first baby Sunday morning at 2:30 a.m. Thankfully, it was a smooth delivery, and she and my nephew are happy and healthy. My mom, dad, me, and my sister's husband and sister's mother-in-law were all at the hospital. That's what my sister wanted, from around midnight on Sunday and the remainder of the day. Well, my graduation from grad school was on Sunday at 4 p.m. At around 2 p.m., me and my parents went down to grab lunch from the cafeteria, and I realized the time. I asked my parents if they wanted to meet me at my graduation because I needed to go home and get ready first. My mom looked at me funny and said, "You can't really expect me to leave your sister and my grandbaby right now." I didn't know what to say, but my dad just told me to get ready and that he would meet me there. So I went to my graduation, and afterwards I looked for my family, and sure enough, my mom didn't come. But at least my dad made it. I was upset because I won an award from my program director, and I gave a speech in which I thanked my mom specifically, and she missed the whole thing. When I got back to the hospital, I didn't really talk to my mom because I didn't want to make a scene or stress out my sister. Last night, my mom called me and I expressed to her how hurt I was. And she said that I'm being selfish and I need to realize that my sister just gave birth. And that that's more important, even though she's proud of me. I ended up hanging up on her. I guess my thought process is that at the point where it was time to leave, the baby had been born for 12 hours. And we spent most of that time with the baby and my sister when they were awake. And I'm glad we did. I'm not complaining. My plan was just to go to the graduation, pick up my sister's favorite pizza, which she was craving, on the way back, and eat it with her. My dad and I did just that, and in total, my dad was away from the hospital for right around 3 hours. I understand that giving birth is a huge deal, and I'm so proud of my sister. I don't mean to act like my graduation was more important. I just feel like there wasn't a need to choose, and my mother could have done both because my dad did. My sister had her husband and mother-in-law that would have been there with her. I just had my dad, and while I'm grateful that he came, I wish my mother would have too. My dad agrees with me that my mom should have came, and my sister apologized for stealing the spotlight, to which I told her that she had absolutely nothing to be sorry for, and to just focus on herself and the baby, and that everything between me and my mom will work itself out. I think my mom told my sister, which makes me even more angry because she doesn't need to be worrying about this. It's our issue, not hers. And just for a bit of added information, my sister was totally okay with my parents leaving for a few hours, according to my dad. He told me that my sister told my mom that it was fine and to just go. And honestly, if it was just the graduation, I wouldn't have been bothered, but it was the fact that I had a speech talking about my mom. I mentioned how I was following in her footsteps because I'm entering the same field that she's in, and she wasn't even there. So am I wrong for being mad at my mom for not showing up to my graduation? Heck no, she is definitely not wrong to me. The mom had no reason to miss the graduation. Now, I'm somebody that gave birth twice, so I definitely get that when you just had a baby, you need all the support that you can get. But I know that I would have been okay with my mom leaving to go see my sister's graduation. I mean, it was just a few hours. The sister was just fine. She had her husband and her mother-in-law there. To me, it just seems like the mom didn't want to go to the graduation, and I honestly don't know why. And to call her selfish for asking her mother to be at her graduation is so uncalled for. So I have to read the top comment for this post with 17,000 likes because it sums this whole thing up perfectly. Not the a-hole. Your mom had no reason to skip your graduation. She wasn't needed at the hospital, and the birth had already happened, and she met the baby hours and hours before. Your sister likely needed some time to rest anyways. And don't downplay your accomplishments either. Yes, your sister's labor was important, but your graduation is extremely important too. Your mom should have been there for you. Your feelings are completely justified. You deserved better. And I completely agree. I feel for OP. She seems like a sweetheart. So obviously in this story, OP is not the a-hole and her mom definitely is. So let me know in the comments what a-hole rating you would give the mom on a scale of 1 to 10.